Happy Monday, everybody. Okay, we got a lot to cover today. A lot happened this last week. We're going to cover Nvidia, artificial intelligence, gold, tariffs. All right, where do we start? Let's go back to artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has been driving the stock market to all-time highs, primarily in the form of 7 stocks called the Magnificent Seven, and they're the ones you've heard of: the Amazons, Apples, Google, Meta, Nvidia. That's the most important AI stock. Why? Because first of all, they make the chips that run artificial intelligence. Second, because they've become the most valuable company in the world. They're the #1 stock. And their stock chart looks like this. It looks like a rocket ship taking off. Well, over the prior weekend, a company called DeepSeek, they're a Chinese company, announced their new AI model, and it came out and it's pretty darn good. They're a competitor against ChatGPT. Now, I'm not an AI expert, but I've done a lot of reading on this, and it sounds like this DeepSeek AI software is pretty darn good. Not quite as good as ChatGPT, but pretty close. Like a close #2, or maybe a distant #2, but it's still #2. All right, but what's shocking is that this didn't come out of Silicon Valley. It came out of China, which means China's on our heels in the race for AI dominance. All right, that's spooky. Second of all, they did it using kind of guerrilla tactics. They didn't use the same hardware that we have. They didn't use all the same. They're limited with how many NVIDIA chips they can use because of trade tariffs. And they're also limited. Well, they said that they used a limited budget. They said they did so with $6 million. Meanwhile, ChatGPT has built their most recent version with $100 million. Now, that $6 million you can throw out the window. I don't believe it for a second. China, you can't really trust the information they give you. But what I do trust is that the product is pretty darn good because it's open source, which means you can look at all their software and all their coding, and it's pretty darn good. Now, one of the things I've been saying to our clients is that, this AI frenzy we've seen over the last year where the stock market's just gone hot on AI kind of feels like the dot-com bubble, where everyone knew the dot-com era was going to change the world, but we didn't really know how. But we just wanted to invest in America Online and Intel and Cisco and companies that were just going to the moon. And then those companies quit going to the moon, came back down to earth. Meanwhile, new companies ended up taking us into the new era, like Google and Facebook. Facebook didn't even exist during the dot-com bubble. Well, that's kind of the way artificial intelligence is felt. And I've said, I'm not even convinced that the leaders of AI will be who's leading it right now with Amazon and Apple. And that seemed crazy to think because they have so much money. Then all of a sudden, out of the blue, this startup in China comes out. Oh, and I also said, I think there might be some college geeks right now who are getting their pulse on artificial intelligence. Well, that's what DeepSeek is using. Instead of hiring top-notch computer programmers, they're hiring straight out of college computer grads who have to kind of start from scratch, not really understanding the old models, just knowing what they're going for. It's a pretty smart idea. It's kind of like, I don't know, a couple kids in Silicon Valley starting a home personal computer in their own garage that then becomes this massive company someday. Well, what did that do to Nvidia's stock? It tanked it. So you all probably saw Monday morning, last Monday, Nvidia's stock price fell 17% in one day. Now, if news of a potential new entrant into the market can make your stock, which is the #1 stock in the world, fall 17%, $600 billion, more money lost than any company ever in history in one day. If that can happen, your stock is probably overpriced. And that's what I've been saying for a while now. And so where are we at now? For the rest of the week, Nvidia kind of bounced up a little bit and then came back down. And it's been doing that for the rest of the week. What happened to gold? Well, on Monday, gold prices fell too. Why did that happen? It's supposed to be a safe haven. Well, it is a safe haven, and that's why it happened, because when you see stock markets fall, traders have to free up cash in what they can free it up in to save what they have to save. And so we saw that happen with gold. But what happened since then? Well, gold has since rebounded and now is higher than it's ever been before, which is now just above $2,800. Okay, why did that happen? Well, because gold is a safe haven. And also this last week, you might have noticed Trump signed orders to tariff Canada, China, and Mexico. Well, that creates a lot of uncertainty in the market. Nobody knows how that's going to affect prices. And so you start seeing money move into a safe haven. Why gold? Because it's boring. It doesn't do anything. It's not emotional. Gold traders can be emotional. Gold itself is just a dumb block. It sits there and holds value. So we saw that continue to rise, right? So what does this mean? Well, you all are safe. If you're working with us and we're investing your money, we're investing in hard assets that are boring, that people need in good times and bad, and have throughout history have weathered the course of time. So with that, I know this is a lot of information. Buckle up, because I don't think it's going to get less volatile moving forward, at least not in the near term. And with that, y'all have a great week. Oh, by the way, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up at the bottom. Take care.